Good morning, students. This is your teacher Gulchaman. Now, students, I hope you all are well. Now, get ready for today's class. So, students, today we are going to know life history of silk moth. So, can you see the picture of silk moth? Students, as you know that silk fibers are also animal fibers, and silkworm spin the silk fibers. So, the rearing of silkworms for obtaining silk is called sericulture. So what is it called? It is called sericulture. Now, so today we are going to know what is sericulture. But before knowing sericulture, it is very necessary to know the interesting life cycle of silkworm. Student, in life history of silk moth, many stages comes. So first stage is adult moth, and it lays 300 to 400 eggs at a time. Can you see how many eggs are there? Many tiny caterpillars are there. So the female silk moth lays egg, from which hatch larvae, which are called caterpillars or silkworm, and they continuously grow in size. Okay, they continuously growing. Can you see after 1 week later? Can you see the size of caterpillar? How are they growing? And what are they doing? They are eating mulberry leaves as their food. So continuously they are eating mulberry leaves as their food. Can you see in this video? How are they looking? Student, have you ever seen before caterpillar on mulberry leaves or somewhere else? Yes. So after 9th day, can you see the size? Student, in this video you will see changes in caterpillar, and you will see the growing changes. Okay. So student, when female silk moth lays eggs, from which hatch larvae, which are called caterpillar or silkworms, so they grow in size, and when the caterpillar is ready to enter the next stage of its life history, that is called pupa. So it first waves a net to hold itself. What it do? It waves a net for hold itself. Okay, you will see in video. So can you see 3.5 weeks old larvae? Yes, it is still eating mulberry leaves. So when it is called pupa, then it waves a net to hold itself. Then it swings its head from side to side in the form of the figure of 8. So during these movements of the head, the caterpillar secretes fiber made of protein, which hardens on exposure to air and becomes silk fiber. So student, the further development of the pupa into moth continues inside the cocoon. Silk fibers are used for weaving silk cloth. So can you imagine that the soft silk yarn is as strong as a comparable thread of steel? So the silk yarn thread is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. So there is a variety of silk moths which look very different from one another, and the silk yarn they yield is different in textures, coarse, smooth, shiny. Thus, Tassar silk, Munga silk, Kosa silk, etc. are obtained from cocoons spun by different types of moths. So the most common silk moth is the mulberry silk moth. So the silk fiber from the cocoon of this moth is soft, lustrous and elastic, and can be dyed in beautiful colors. So sericulture or culture of silkworms is a very old occupation in India. India produces plenty of silk on a commercial scale. Friend, can you see a silkworm? And it's converted into a cocoon. Yes, can you see a cocoon? Can you see inside the cocoon? Can you see a pupa or a larvae? They are continuously spinning cocoon and secreting a soft substance, a protein, which hardens on exposure to air and becomes silk fiber. So they are making silk fiber, right? Now here we have so many cocoons over here, and with this we will get silk fibers. Thank you, students.